Dear soul, today something special is stirring in the unseen. A delicate thread of light is being pulled directly from the heavens, heading towards your heart. It's as if a soft whisper is crossing time and silence just to reach you with a promise. A contact will happen today, and you will feel deep within your soul that this did not come from earth. It came from the sky. It doesn't matter how the last days have been. Maybe you woke up today tired of waiting. Maybe you're fighting a sadness that you can't always explain. Or maybe you made that little prayer before falling asleep asking, "Give me a sign." Just a sign that everything will be all right. And here is the answer. Today the angels are moving for your sake. There's a message being written between the lines of your day. And that contact that will happen, whether by phone, message, or even someone knocking on your door, will not be just a coincidence. It will be a gift wrapped in the spiritual care of those who love you much more than you imagine. But before continuing the message, write this mantra in the comments. I receive everything heaven has prepared for me today with confidence and gratitude. Now, continuing the message, to understand what's coming, you need to look back a bit and see what you've carried until now. You've waited a lot. You've bet on people who disappeared, believed in stories that didn't come true, and held back. Tears so many times that you even forgot how to truly trust. I know. The angels also know. And that pain that silenced you inside is what is now being healed, step by step. This contact today is not about anything, it's about reconnection with that bond that seemed forgotten, broken, or even impossible to restore. But heaven is an expert in twists, and today you will feel it. Imagine for a moment someone you thought had forgotten you. It could be a person who disappeared from your life, or someone who is nearby, but too distant. It could be an old love, a relative you haven't spoken to in years, or even a friendship that was lost in time. Now imagine this person out of nowhere being touched by a memory of you. Something small, maybe a smell, a photo, a phrase, or a song. But that suddenly makes them feel they need to look for you. That's the kind of contact that's being prepared. And the most beautiful thing, it won't be out of obligation. It will be an impulse of the heart. Because heaven is awakening something in that person, something that has been asleep for too long, and you will be the destination of that impulse. A woman named Teresa told me that one afternoon she felt like listening to a song that reminded her of her brother, whom she hadn't spoken to in 6 years. At the same time, the phone rang. It was him, and the first thing he said was, "I don't know why, but I thought of you now and felt I had to call." Coincidence? No. Spiritual intervention. When angels want to act, there's no time, distance, or pride that can prevent it. And that's what's happening now with you. The angels are opening a channel. Not an ordinary channel, but a direct channel between hearts that recognized each other in another time, and that still have something to live, say, or resolve. You may even think, but is this really for me? And I answer you with the certainty of the heavens. Yes, it is for you. This contact will be the answer to something your heart has been asking for in silence. Something that you may have even stopped consciously waiting for, but that still lives deep within you. And when it happens, and it will happen, you will know. Because something inside you will vibrate differently. It will be as if a warmth spreads in your chest, as if time stops for a second, as if an invisible presence says, "Receive this. It's for you, but be careful. This contact will not only come to move you, it also comes to free you, free from the fear of never being remembered again, free from the weight of always being the one who seeks. Free yourself from the idea that time has taken everything away. Dear one, time hasn't taken everything. It took what needed to leave. But what is yours returns. And today, something of yours is returning. You may not understand right away. You may think you're not ready. But the angels assure you, you are ready. Even with the wounds. Even with the fatigue, even with the heart still learning to trust again. And no matter how much longing has hurt, no matter how much the wait has seemed unfair, when this contact happens, you will understand why you had to wait. You will realize that heaven was organizing everything behind the scenes with details that only now make sense. And there's something even more special. This contact may be the beginning of something that goes far beyond what you expect. It may be the reconciliation you never thought would happen. It may be the beginning of a new love. Or it may just be the certainty that you were never forgotten. The angels show me that this contact will come as a whisper from the universe saying, "You matter, you are remembered, you are loved." And when it happens, embrace the moment. Don't close yourself off. Receive, because this is not just any contact. It's heaven telling you in the form of a connection, message, or meeting, "I heard your prayer," and that, my dear, will change everything. But that's not all. There's something even deeper coming behind this contact, something you can't imagine. In the next block, I'll tell you what this person is feeling and why they couldn't get you out of their head. Dear soul, now that you already know that a contact will happen today, and that it will come as a direct sign from heaven, it's time to tell you what the angels are revealing about who is behind this reunion. Because this person, yes, carries within them a whirlwind of emotions that they themselves can't explain. And there's a deeper reason behind this approach. This person has thought about you in the last days with an intensity that they don't understand. They thought about you out of the blue, in the middle of the routine, without apparent reason, maybe by seeing an object, hearing a similar voice, or even dreaming about you. And in those thoughts, something stirred inside, something they tried to ignore but couldn't anymore. The angels show that their heart is restless. There is longing, yes, but there is also guilt. Guilt for having distanced themselves without explanation, for not having said everything that was needed, for having left you carrying unanswered questions. But before continuing this message, write in the comments, "I am ready to receive what heaven has kept for me." This number represents reconnection, truth and revelations that bring healing. Now, continuing the message, this person is being touched spiritually. It's not just a sudden desire. It's as if the universe is telling them, now is the time. Go. They feel they've wasted too much time, that they took too long to realize the value of what they had, the value that you have. And even though they moved forward in many aspects of life, you never completely left their heart. Do you know why? Because you made an impression. And what is true does not fade with time. It remains silent, but alive. This person tried to convince themselves that they made the right choice. Maybe they entered into another relationship. Maybe they immersed themselves in work. Maybe they stayed silent out of pride. But in every attempt to move on, what came back was your name. And now they are dealing with something they never expected, the fear of having lost you forever. That's what the angels are showing very clearly. This person feels the weight of what they didn't say, of what they left open, of what they swallowed because they didn't know how to deal with their own feelings. And now they feel that maybe they don't have any more time, that maybe you have truly moved on, and that's hurting more than they can admit. But at the same time, it's serving as a push, as an impulse, as courage, because the sky is stirring her emotions in a way that can no longer be ignored. And today, this movement will turn into action, in contact, in gesture. It might start with a simple message. A hi, how are you? An emoji, or even a like on an old photo. But behind that simple gesture, there's a universe of repressed emotions. And you will feel it. You will read that message or hear that voice, and you will know a lot is being said here, even without words. And maybe it will bring a little pain at first, because along with the joy comes the memory of absence, of silence, of waiting. But then comes relief, because you realize that it was never about being forgotten. It was about someone who didn't know how to deal with everything they felt, Dear, this person misses you, and more than that, she feels your presence. Even from afar, even without contact, your energy remains strong within her, and that's making everything clearer. She's realizing that you weren't just someone in her life. You were, and still are, a link that time couldn't break. And that's why the angels are acting now, because this soul needs the reunion, and so do you. There's a spiritual bond between you two, something that transcends explanations, that crosses hurts, distances, and wrong choices, something that only asks for a chance of a new beginning, even if the new beginning is in the form of a conversation. Even if all that needs to happen now is an apology, or a "forgive me for disappearing." And that, my dear, will be like taking a stone off your chest. You will feel it. You will breathe differently. You will sleep better, because something that was stuck will finally move. And the angels want you to know you are not dreaming too much. You are not waiting in vain. You are not exaggerating in hope. That contact is coming, and it's coming because the other party also feels, and because the sky has decided it's time. And here's a subtle request from the bottom of my heart. If this message touched you, and if you felt that it prepared you for something that is really about to happen, consider supporting this content. With a gesture of gratitude, click on the Worth It button below. This support helps to keep alive this mission of spreading messages of healing, faith, and truth to so many other people who, like you, are waiting for a sign. Now close your eyes for a moment, breathe deeply, and imagine that contact coming to you lightly, without charge, without anxiety, only as a gift, because that's what it will be, a gift from heaven. And that's not all. In the next block, I will tell you what this person needs to tell you, but still doesn't know how. Words that are stuck in their throat and that you may need to hear more than you imagine. Dear soul, now that you already know how much this person has thought about you, how much they feel your presence even in silence, it's time to reveal what the angels are showing me clearly. There are words stuck in this person's throat that need to reach you. And when that contact happens today, you will feel that it's not just an ordinary conversation. It's the beginning of a soul correction. But before we continue this very special message, a loving reminder. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take advantage and subscribe now. That helps us to continue creating meaningful and spiritual content for you and so many other souls who are also waiting for answers. Now, continuing the message. This person has carried inside them a mixture of feelings that the angels describe as a knot in the heart. It's not easy for her to admit, but there's something that has never been said, or that was said incompletely, misplaced, in the heat of emotion, at the wrong time. And now, with a more sensitive heart, with a clearer mind, she's realizing that she needs to speak. She needs to tell you, I missed you, but not just the lack of physical presence, the lack of your listening, in her own way, with her own gaze. She missed someone who didn't demand but understood, who didn't judge but welcomed, and she wants to say, although she might find it hard, that she regrets it. Yes, regret, for words spoken coldly, for thoughtless actions, or for the silence, which sometimes hurts even more than a scream. The angels show that she has mentally rehearsed this conversation several times. She thought about how she would call you, how you would react, whether you would listen, whether there would still be space. This person needs to tell you, I got lost for a while, and only now am I beginning to find myself again. Maybe she acted as if she didn't care, as if she was fine, as if she didn't need you, but inside, the days have been getting heavier, and now all she wants is to lighten this load and give you what was left pending, the truth. The angels show that this truth is wrapped in emotion. She may start hesitantly, with shy words, but her heart will be wide open, and you will feel it. You will know that what is being said does not come from reason, it comes from the soul. This person wants to say, I didn't know how to deal with what I was feeling, and maybe she still doesn't know, but she's trying. And just the fact that she's trying already shows how much she's grown since the last time you spoke. Dear, this contact that is going to happen today will bring more than a message. It will bring healing, because you will realize that everything that confused you is beginning to make sense. That empty space that seemed nameless, that pain you tried to ignore, now has an origin. And more than that, now it has a chance to be healed. And you might be wondering, but should I listen? Is it not too late? The angels say that spiritual time is not measured like ours. They see the heart, they see the intention, and they show that behind this contact there is a request for reconnection, not necessarily to go back to what it was, but to build something true from what is left. Because what is left is still love. And if it's not to resume a relationship, let it be to resume peace, to release what is stuck, to allow both parties to move on, together or separately, but in peace. This person needs to tell you, you were important, and you still are, and you need to hear it, not out of vanity, but because it seals a cycle and opens another. And when she says, with a trembling voice or with text typed slowly, you will know that the angels were right, that this message did not reach you by chance, and that this contact is a gift from heaven. But that's not all. The contact that will come also carries an opportunity, a choice, and the angels want you to be ready to decide with clarity, with truth, with peace. In the next block, I will tell you what you should observe in this contact to know if it is sincere, if it is for a new beginning or for a gentle ending. And this part, my dear, can change everything. Dear soul, now that you already know how real this contact is, how much it has been guided by angels and prepared in silence, it's time to understand something essential. How to know if this contact is sincere. How to know if it's a new chance or just the well-resolved end of a cycle. Because yes, you have the right to know. You have the right to protect yourself. And more than that, you have the right to decide, with a calm heart, what you want to do from now on. The angels are preparing you for this with so much love. They know your heart has been hurt. They know you've been fooled before. And they know that today you need more than promises. You need peace. That's why I'm going to show you the signs that indicate if this contact is true, if it's healing, or if it's a relief farewell. But first, with affection, I invite you to live a moment of liberation. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, who you would like to forgive. Visualize each one for a few seconds and say, with sincerity, I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you. Feel what that does to your chest, and repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, let's continue. This contact will come loaded with emotion, but emotion alone is not a guarantee of truth. So the angels ask that you observe 3 clear signs. The tone, if this person speaks with humility, respect, with silence between words, that's a good sign. If they try to justify everything with pride, blaming you or others, be careful. The tone delivers the soul, and you will feel it at the moment. 2. The intention. Someone who came to start over brings a proposal. Bring change. Bring the willingness to do things differently. It doesn't have to be something big. It can just be I want to try to be better with you. But if the contact is only to relieve the person's guilt or to leave you in doubt again, maybe that door doesn't need to be opened anymore. 3. What you feel. Yes, your body will tell you. If when talking to this person you feel lightness, warmth in your chest, tears that don't hurt, this contact is healing. If, on the contrary, you feel tightness, confusion, fear, it's because your angel is trying to protect you. Don't ignore what you feel. Your body is the home of your soul, and your soul knows what is good for you. Dear, the angels don't want you to suffer anymore. That's why this contact comes now with a clear purpose to free you. It may be that you rewrite a beautiful story with more maturity and truth, but it may be that this contact only comes to close with dignity what hurt you. And if that's the case, it's okay too, because you deserve lightness, deserve relationships that add up, deserve caring without effort, and if this contact brings that, accept it. But if it brings doubt, pain, and disrespect disguised as nostalgia, love from afar, and move on, the angels show that your heart already has the necessary wisdom. You are no longer who you were when everything started. You grew up, you learned, and now you have something that is worth more than any illusion: clarity. And guess what? This clarity will set you free. You may cry after the contact. You may feel an emptiness, or a warmth, or a peace. All of this is normal. But when everything calms down, what will remain is the certainty that heaven heard your prayer, that you were remembered, that you are worth more than the wait, that you deserved this answer, and this answer arrives today. But be careful, if the conversation happens and you realize that the other person hasn't changed, hasn't understood, or doesn't value everything you are, don't despair, just be grateful, because heaven didn't send this contact to hurt you, sent to show you the truth. And the truth, even if it hurts, heals. Now take a deep breath, close your eyes, and say softly, I accept what is true, and I let go of what is not for me. This sentence has power, because it puts your well-being above neediness, and whoever does that is ready to receive the best. And in the next block, I will tell you what the next step heaven will show you after this contact. Because believe, all of this is just the beginning of a new phase, and what's coming may be even more beautiful than you imagined. Dear soul, now that you have understood that this contact is more than a coincidence, more than just a conversation, it's time to know what comes next. The angels show me that this contact is a portal, a silent but powerful turn. And what's on the other side is what you've been asking for a long time, even without putting it into words. Because, dear, this contact can open two different paths. Both are valid, both are sacred, and the most important thing, both lead you back to yourself. It may be that this reunion leads you to live something new with this person, a new chance, a new bond, a new version of the story without the pains of before, with more truth, more maturity, more delivery. If this is the path, you will feel it. You will feel lightness. You will feel peace. You will feel that you can trust slowly again without having to hide for fear. And if that's what heaven is delivering to you, open up. But go slowly, without haste, without expectation, without neediness, with your feet on the ground and your heart ready now. It may also be that the contact comes just to close, to put the period that you deserved, the period that you never received, the period that, even though it hurts, liberates. And if that's the case, heaven will show you that you have lost nothing, that you have gained yourself. That relief, even with tears, is a form of rebirth. Because what the angels want to remind you is this: this contact is only the beginning of a new time. And the new time begins within you. Perhaps you will notice in the next few days a different desire to take care of yourself, an energy that you haven't felt for a long time. You may look in the mirror and see yourself with different eyes, or you may start to have more clarity about who you want around and who no longer fits. That's heaven acting. It's your soul reacting to the light that's coming. And there's more. The angels show that after this contact, something opens up in your life. An unexpected opportunity, an invitation, a reunion, or even a new idea that can change your routine. This contact did not come alone. It came accompanied by movement, and this movement will touch areas of your life that have been stuck for too long. But beware, for this new time to happen, space is needed. And space is created with detachment, with decision, with honesty. That's why what comes now is a phase of choices, of saying yes to what nourishes you and saying no to what drains you. The angels show that you are stronger than you imagine. Even if you still feel fear, even if you still wonder if you are ready, you are, and you are not alone. This strength that is emerging within you is not just yours. It comes from spirituality. It comes from the angels that surround you. It comes from the prayer that you made in silence, asking for light. And more, this energy that is opening up in your life may affect other people as well. Yes, when you heal those around you. When you decide to treat yourself with more love, the universe reorganizes to mirror that love to you in other forms. You are a bridge. And what comes now is a firmer, calmer, more your path. Don't be afraid if, after this contact, you feel like changing simple things, moving furniture around, organizing old documents, cleaning out your closet. This is a sign that your soul is releasing space. You may even feel like saying things you've never said before, opening your heart to someone, writing a letter, even if you never send it. All of this is part of the process. The contact that arrives today is just the beginning. What is being born now is you. And don't think that this will be fleeting. It's not a momentary excitement. It's a seed. And a seed, when it finds fertile soil, becomes a flower. And when it becomes a flower, it perfumes everything around it. Dear, the angels want you to know from now on, nothing will be as before. Because what you received was more than a message, it was a call. And when the soul hears a call, it changes. But that's not all. In the next block, I will tell you how to use this new energy to rebuild your self-esteem, your emotional strength, and your faith in love for yourself before anyone else. Because what heaven wants most now is to see you choosing yourself. Dear soul, after the contact happens, something within you begins to change. Even if it's subtle, even if there are still doubts, a door opens. And what enters through that door is not just answer or reconciliation. It's you. Yes, it's you coming back to yourself. For a long time, you believed that you needed someone to feel complete. You waited to be recognized. You waited to be chosen. You waited to be a priority. But now, the angels show that what this contact came to reveal is that you already have all of this within you. You are your own home. You are your first choice. You are your priority. And this is the greatest truth that heaven wants you to live from now on. But before we continue this message of power and rebirth with much love, I invite you, share this video with 2 loved ones who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together, and take the opportunity to leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. Heaven reads everything. Heaven responds. Now, let's continue. You've been through a lot, I know. They made you believe that you were too much or not enough. They looked at you with demand, but did not see your depth. They asked for a strength that you didn't always have, but still, you gave it. And amidst all this, it was easy to forget yourself. But the angels come to remind you, you are light. You are strength in the form of a woman. You are the sum of everything you've lived. And yet, you are pure beauty. And now that this contact has come, or is about to come, heaven invites you to do something important. Look at yourself with the eyes of love. You deserve to be treated with kindness. You deserve to hear good words, starting with the ones you say to yourself. You deserve to dress with care, to eat with presence, to look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am enough, I am whole. Maybe this seems difficult at first. Maybe you've spent so much time taking care of others that you've even forgotten how to take care of yourself. But the good news is, you can start over today, even if it's with a small step, even if it's with just one gesture of your own. The angels show me that this contact that comes to you carries a secret mission, to remind you of how much you're worth. Because when someone comes back, or when someone seeks you out, or when someone shows remorse, you realize something. You were loved from the beginning. You were truth all along. You were not forgotten, you were felt, and now it's time to feel yourself too. This new phase that is opening up asks for simple but powerful attitudes. Like, for example, waking up and saying, "Today I choose to be my own best company." Eating something delicious and saying, "I deserve to take care of my body with kindness." Stop criticizing yourself so much. Stop comparing yourself. Stop diminishing yourself. Say no without guilt. Say yes with truth. Dear, self-love is not ego. It's survival. It's spirituality in the form of a gesture. And when you love yourself, do you know what happens? The world loves you back. People change the way they treat you, the right doors open, and what no longer serves you goes away. This contact that came, or will still come today, is just a nudge from heaven. The rest of the path is for you to tread, but with the presence of angels every day. You will never walk alone again. This spiritual connection is sealed, and your guardian angel is working for you to continue with protection, with light, with faith. And speaking of him, here is a prayer that you can make now, or when you feel in your heart, "My guardian angel, help me to see who I am beyond the pain. Help me to treat myself with the same love that I offer to others. Help me to protect myself from everything that exhausts me and to approach everything that strengthens me. I am your protege, I am your chosen one, and I accept to live this new time with love." This prayer, dear, opens paths, opens the chest, opens the soul, and if you do this every day, you will notice that the woman who used to fade away begins to shine. This new phase that has arrived is not about starting over with someone. It's about starting over with yourself. And from here on, everything changes, including the love that you accept, including the silence that you allow, including the type of peace that you demand. Dear soul, now that you've found yourself again, remembered the incredible woman you are, started to see your own strength with more tenderness and dignity, it's time to talk about something fundamental. How to protect all that's being born inside you, because heaven is delivering a new version of yourself, more conscious, more truthful, more connected to what truly makes you feel good. But as every light, this inner force will be tested, and the angels want you to be ready, steady, but with a light heart. When you start choosing yourself, the universe begins to reorganize things around you, and not everything that has accompanied you until now will be able to follow along. And that's okay. That's the price of evolution. And it's also a sign that you're truly growing. You may face small tests in the coming days, people from the past reappearing, situations that used to destabilize you happening again. Doubts. You thought you had overcome trying to come back. All of this is not a step back. It's just the universe asking, are you really ready to live differently? And you are. But to remain steadfast, you need 3 protections, and the angels will help you with that. The first protection is boundary. You don't have to accept everything. You don't have to answer everyone. You don't have to be available all the time. Learning to say, "not now," or "I won't accept this anymore," is an act of self-love, and heaven supports you in this. The second protection is self-confidence. You already know what you feel. You've already learned to identify what's good for you. Trust in that, even if someone tries to convince you otherwise, even if they try to confuse you with pretty words. Your heart now is your guide, and it knows the way. The third protection is constant prayer. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be elaborate, but it has to be sincere. A soul-to-soul conversation with heaven. Something simple like, "Keep me strong, even when I feel fragile. Help me, not return to what has already hurt me. Guide me with love, even when I don't understand the path." Spirituality always responds. You just have to keep the channel open, and the angels show me that in the coming days you will receive clear signs of protection. Maybe you'll find a feather on the ground. Maybe you'll see repeated numbers. Maybe you'll hear your name in unexpected places. Maybe you'll feel a strange peace amidst chaos. All of this is a response. All of this is heaven saying, I am here. You are safe. And there's more. This new version of you will start attracting new things, new people, new experiences. You will notice that what used to be an effort starts happening more naturally. This is not a coincidence. It's energy. The more you respect yourself, the more life begins to respect you too. The more you tell the truth to yourself, the more life delivers truths to you too. And this is spiritual protection in action. But be careful, dear. There will be moments when you'll feel like going back to what you were, because the old, even if it hurts, is familiar. It's a known zone. It's comfort disguised as attachment. In those hours, the angels ask you, remember how far you've walked. Remember how much it hurt. Remember who you've become. You no longer need to cling to what hurts. You no longer need to beg for attention, for affection, for an answer. You no longer need to diminish your light to fit into someone else's small spaces. Now, you are your own home, and whoever wants to stay will have to enter with respect, truth, and presence. Dear, this strength you're feeling now won't go away. It's yours by right, and every day that you choose yourself, it grows. And if at any moment you feel alone, if at any moment it seems too hard, breathe. Close your eyes and say, I am protected, I am loved, I am guided. And if you can, say also, Guardian Angel, help me honor who I am becoming. Don't let me return to pain out of fear of starting over. Erona API, 429, Sem Detalis. All of this is the sky showing you that the invisible is working for you. And if, by any chance, you feel fear, if you think you don't deserve it, if you doubt your own luck, remember what you've faced. Remember where you came from. Remember who you are. You deserve the best. And now you're going to live the best. But that's not all. In the last section, I'm going to tell you how to keep this blessing alive, how to take care of it, how not to let fear, the past, or distractions take away from you what the sky has just delivered, because this blessing is sacred. Dear soul, we've reached the last step of this very special journey. Since the first moment your eyes met this message, something was already in motion. You felt in your chest, deep inside, that you weren't alone. And now that everything has been revealed, the contact, the reunion, the care, the transformation, the angels ask me to deliver the last and most important teaching, how to keep this blessing that has reached you alive. Because the sky trusts you. Yes, trusts. And it doesn't just trust to give, it trusts to make you a guardian of the light. And guarding light is more than receiving, it's choosing every day to keep the flame of faith, truth, and self-love lit, even when the world tries to extinguish it. This blessing that has arrived, whether it's in the form of reconciliation, liberation, or a new presence, needs to be cared for with affection, with attention, with consciousness, and the angels want you to know everything that is true flourishes with gentleness. So how to keep it? First, don't abandon yourself again. Now that you've found yourself, that you've looked at yourself with love, that you've recognized your strength, don't abandon yourself anymore. Don't silence your desires. Don't hide your light to fit into anyone's mold. You are who you are, and that's enough. Second, trust your intuition. You've learned to listen to your heart. You've learned to perceive what is a sign and what is an illusion. Trust it. Don't question what your body feels. It is an instrument of the sky when it is clean and open. Third, continue cultivating spirituality. The contact happened because you were ready, because your soul called, and because your vibration reached what was rightfully yours. Now it's necessary to keep this vibration alive, with prayer, with gratitude, with small actions but full of truth. If one day you wake up tired, without faith, without will, breathe. Remember what you've already gone through. Remember what you've already overcome. And say with firmness, I didn't come this far to give up on myself. And that will keep you strong. The angels show me that many good things are still to come. This contact was just the first move of a series of blessings, and each one of them will be sustained by what you've built. The strength of being who you are with courage. But be careful, my dear. You don't have to carry everything alone. You don't have to be right all the time. You don't have to rush. Everything that is yours will find its way to you, and everything that truly belongs to you remains. The most important thing now is to live with presence, with peace, with smoothness. And yes, there will be moments of doubt, but in those moments, just remember you were touched by the sky. You were chosen to receive this message. You were strengthened by the contact that happened. And if your heart wavers, reread this message. Return to the passages that made you cry with relief. Reclaim the faith that is here, alive, intact, beating with you. This message was sent to remind you of something very important. You were never forgotten. You were always loved. And now you're ready to live the best. And here's the angel's last invitation. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "True love never gets lost. It continues through me." Share your experiences in the comments. Let's create a space of truth where souls recognize and strengthen each other. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Your support helps keep this current of light and love alive. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. From soul to soul, with light and tenderness, this message is now yours. Hold it dearly.